listening to the Moneyline, your source for sports and entertainment wagers. And now, here are your hosts, Matt Faders and James Delzell.
Here we go. Here we are. It's another new episode. And
episode 20, apparently?
It's episode 20. I don't know how you missed that.
I thought it was 21. I was ready to say blackjack. So.
Well, not yet. You can say that next show.
Time, blackjack.
So, checkmate.
Checkmate. Rookie. Rook.
Bishop.
Knight. Just a little off-air fun we had there, so we thought we'd start the show. So let's kick things off.
Yeah, let's go. There's so many things to talk about. I know. You know what? We'll start where you were a little miffed, and I know you got some beef to pick with the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's start with the Jays right off the top.
Let's talk about the Blue Jays. Where do you want to start?
Oh well, you know what? Let's start on a happy note and let's say Marco Estrada. Man, I was working yesterday and wasn't able to watch the game, but updating as I went. Checked it out in the 5th inning. Jays up 1-0. Estrada has a no-hitter going. Unfortunately, I put that in my head. I was like, oh, he's got a no-hitter going, and the next batter got a hit. But another outstanding effort by the starting pitching for the Jays.
This guy has been surprising me this year. He does have a losing record, though, of 1-2, but he's pitched way better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but earlier on this year, on one of our episodes, I did say he would be about a 13-10 pitcher, so I'm looking pretty accurate around that. Or I even said 500. At best, he'd be a 13-10 pitcher, so I'm looking good with that. But so since we started off, well, let's keep it on a good note.
Okay.
Jays did win 4 in a row last week.
Yeah, they had a nice little run, which we needed. Well, you said 5, but
yeah.
You know what? 4, we'll take 4.
We'll definitely
the way
take
they're
4.
going.
They did run into Kershaw on Saturday, and you know what? I thought the Jays did all right. Like
they hit him.
They had
hit
8 hits. Yeah. Kershaw did strike out 10 and maybe walked one guy.
Nope, no walks. It was his 3rd straight game with 10 Ks, no walks.
And I think he's only given up 3 walks on the year. So,
yeah, it's unreal.
So yeah, that's pretty impressive. So they did put together a little bit of a win streak, but there's something hovering over this team, and I don't know what it is. Yesterday, even once it's 1-1. Jays go up 2-1 actually, and I'm like, okay, this is all right. And I was like, oh no, the bullpen's got to come in. And once again, they bring in Drew Storen. Drew Storen gives off a leadoff walk and then a double. So it's 2nd and 3rd, they pull him. Yeah. And it just shows that they have no confidence in this team because
they ran through relievers
and
they brought Osuna in early.
Yeah, and it was wicked. You got the first guy out, and I'm like, all right, let's get this next guy. But then it was a sac fly and then a single. So then they're down 4-2. But this bullpen needs a huge shakeup, in my opinion. The only guy that's doing well, there's a couple. Like Osuna's been doing great, and Chavez, in my opinion, Chavez has a 2.45 ERA.
Yeah, he's been good, and Gavin Floyd has been really good.
So we all know Cecil's blown up this year. But
now they won't even use him.
And yeah, they didn't use him all weekend.
They brought up that, or I don't know if they brought him up or signed the.
They brought him up, Chad Girardo, or
I don't know.
Yeah, so
another name or mispronounced.
But I don't know if what their plan is with Cecil. If it's to give him some rest and then possibly, or use him in like small, like less. Intense situations to build up his confidence.
Yeah, they were up 11-1 and they didn't use him in that game. So
I thought that would have been a good time. Go out, hopefully get a 1-2-3 inning and build on his confidence there. But one guy I'd like to see them use a little bit more is Biagini.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm not saying that right, but we'll go with Biagini.
Biagini, I think is right.
This guy throws about mid-90s, and he's got a Kershaw-like curveball. Not quite as good as Kershaw. But I've read some reports about this guy possibly starting next year within the Jays organization, whether it's with the Bisons or with the Jays. Now, that's a little bit of a long shot. Like, the guy's got 10 or 11 innings MLB experience, and we're already talking about him being a starter. But I've just read a couple reports about that, and that'd be interesting to follow. But I'd like to see this guy. Drew Storen's got no confidence right now. I think we should give Biagini a shot in the 8th. Or, even Chavez. I know he's supposed to be one of your long men, him and Gavin Floyd. But, like, let's try and we got to shake this team up somehow.
They definitely need to do something. The bullpen has been. I mean, I need to look at the stats, but they I know at the beginning of the year, the starters for a long time were in. They'd leave the game with the win ready to go, and then the bullpen's blown it. And there's been numerous occasions. Obviously, yesterday is another one, but the bullpen has just been brutal.
It's been awful. The bullpen's got 10 of their losses.
Is that okay?
It's just, like I said, there's just something hovering. Like, even when the bullpen comes into the game, there you can feel this, like, negative, like, bubble. And
I think that's what it is. It's just that whole momentum and that whole, like, that's how you're feeling. That's how the whole team feels it. The fan base feels it. And when you're struggling like that, it takes a lot to get things going. And even the Jays bats, I thought that after that 11-run game that they'd start waking up, but they're still pretty slow going. Yesterday there's only 3 guys with hits, and it's the same guys. Pilar, Saunders, and Smoke were the only guys with hits yesterday.
Pilar's been on fire, and I thought we would see this out of him. I think there was too much pressure with him starting the year as a leadoff. But he's definitely found his game, and he's getting on base, and that's what this team needs. We're going into a National League park tonight in San Francisco, so we are probably going to lose Smoke's bat. He will be probably the first guy to come off the bench to pinch hit in situations, but that kind of sucks. He was just starting to find his swing, I found.
Yeah.
So let's... some people are saying, like, oh, don't worry about this team, I think they're 3.5 games back right now, which not a whole lot, but there's something about this year's team that there's something to worry about. We had that Colabello thing, which you don't hear much about, which is good.
Yeah.
Both Encarnacion and Batista are in contract years, and you're not hearing a whole lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
But this team is just not finding it. You can make the argument that after 33 games last year, the Jays were 16-17, which they are now. In one-run games this year, the Jays are 3-7. Also, last year in games that they had 3 or fewer runs through the first 33 games, they were 1-11. Well, this year they're 2-12.
So they're looking pretty
they need
identical.
to get their offense in gear because you're not going to win a whole lot of games, obviously, with 3 runs. But and I don't know. Do you have any ideas of what this team can do?
It's interesting. I mean, there's just something looming over the team, and it's got to be sorted out. Because they're right on track to where they were last year. But let's be honest, they're not gonna go 60-10 down the stretch. Like, you're not gonna have a run like that.
And I doubt it if you're gonna get like a Price-like guy at the deadline this year.
So you got to go with what you got. And they just got to figure something out. I don't know. I think Gibby's pulling at strings now, too. Like, he seems to not have much trust in that bullpen. He's just rolling through guys yesterday. I was like...
Yeah, you get a couple guys on, and it's like, boom, let's go to another guy.
Chavez lasted an inning and two-thirds of an inning, and Storm didn't even last an out.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And then trying to get Osuna to get that 6-out save, which... came in second and third with nobody out. Like, talk about tough situation. So,
and that's the thing. Yeah, he's putting his relievers in tough spots a lot of the time as well. Which, I mean, I guess that's their job, but I don't know. Something's got to give here. They need to go see a medium or something and shake the cobwebs.
I'm hoping that this is a good thing. Them going on the road, being away from home, where they're 9-10. At home.
Yeah.
You got to be winning games in your own ballpark. You got to be above 500 for sure. So, going on the road here, they start off with 3 in San Fran. I was looking at the matchups, and, these are favorable pitching matchups for the Jays. The Giants' pitching staff hasn't exactly been lighting it up. So, we got Jake Peavy tonight, and is it Aaron Sanchez for the Jays?
It is Sanchez, yeah.
So, this is a winnable series. Let's, try and get 2 of 3.
Yeah.
Well, let's try and get 1 first of all tonight.
Get the monkey off the back and get a win. Yeah.
But I really think there's something wrong with this team, but I'm hoping they can, just find it. There's just a couple little kinks and then start another winning streak. Like, it was nice to see the 4, but we need to get to 5, 6, 7. And let teams know, okay, this team's backing business, and we're going to get things done.
Yeah, and then limit the losses. Okay, like 2. Okay, we can end at 2. Again, face Kershaw. You can't expect to beat Clayton Kershaw. We had a good game against him, and then yesterday was a rough one, and they were in good shape to win that one, and so I'm still very optimistic about this team. But again, it is early, but these games will come back to haunt you at the end of the year. The East, we know how tough the AL East is, and
Exactly.
it's they're already digging themselves a bit of a hole. But I'm not too worried. But they do need to go on a nice tear here start setting the tone. This is a team to beat. This is supposed to be a World Series contender.
Yeah.
I know it's early, but start showing it. The Cubs are doing it, right?
Yeah.
They're not wasting any time.
So just a question for you regarding the Jays. A lot of people are wanting Dickey to be skipped in his next start. How do you feel about that?
I don't think so. I mean, Dickey's again, as we said, Dickey, you know what you're getting out of Dickey. You're gonna get the innings. It doesn't matter if he allows. Well, I mean, it does, but he allows 4 or 5 runs in the first inning. He might cruise through the next 7 or 8. Yeah. The guy, he's looked pretty good. He looked decent in his last start against Kershaw.
Yeah,
he thought he pitched
decent.
pretty well.
I think it was his longest start of the year. And once again, though, no run support, which tough to get against Kershaw. I would have thought that would have been a huge win for the Jays if they were able to pull off that game. But
yeah.
That's okay. Can't win them all. I really thought they would have bounced back yesterday. I posted it, taking the Jays run line, ball line. But neither one hit. But that's okay. But I really think this team's Gibbons has got to just find something. He's running out of options.
Yeah.
But he's got to change something up in that bullpen. I don't know if it's let's make Biagini the closer. So we can get Osuna out there earlier.
Well, that's the thing. They haven't put Osuna in many positions to get out there and throw.
No, then usually this guy comes out, and if it's not like a save opportunity, this guy is he usually gives up a few runs. I've noticed. So
mediocre unless the pressure's on. He's cold as ice. So whenever he needs to be, he's on. But yeah, if there's no pressure, then
Friday night, Drew Storm got the save because Osuna wasn't available due to a groin issue. And Storm loaded the bases and got like a line drive out to end that game. Nothing's easy with this team right now.
Yeah, it's tough going. And I mean, to me, Gibbons' job is, like I said, it's got to be on the line. I've said it before, and I hate to say it, but the guy's a proven loser. Last year, he had a great run with one of the best teams ever put together. And other than that, the guy's a sub 500 manager. With really good teams.
I think last year with a better coach, they would have gotten to a game 7 with.
They get past KC. That was blown by bad calls with the base running and
when guys aren't laying down bunts in a 1-run game when you have the first 2 on.
You gotta score,
and it's late in the game. I'm sorry, that's just frustrating.
Oh yeah.
Even there's something going on with Tulowitzki. We keep talking about this guy's gonna come out of his slump or something, but there's just something when a guy's hitting $160, I don't care if he's a power hitter or not, and you're down by 1 run in the 9th inning. I'm still talking about last week's situation. Why is this guy not laying down a bunt?
Yeah.
Instead he pops out into foul territory on the second pitch. So I don't know. I was really mad about that. They did win the game, but there's just a few questionable calls that Gibbons seems to do. A few times a week, and it's just frustrating. I don't know how long this can go on with, I feel like he's probably on a tight leash, but another part of me thinks that, this management doesn't really care. Oh yeah, ride it out. But to me, if they get down 5-6 games below 500, I'd be looking to replace Gibbons, and
you'd have to. You'd have to.
Anyone out there that we think could randomly take this team over, like Roberto Alomar coming back?
Funny you say that. I honestly think Sandy Alomar Jr. would. He was in the running when Gibbons was hired, and I think he would be perfect. Former Cleveland Indian. I think he's probably. Well, I don't know how long Shapiro was there.
Yeah, I'm sure. If all you have to do is say former Cleveland Indian, and
there he goes.
So,
but
he was Jim Thome in the running.
Maybe.
So,
but Sandy Alomar Jr. was who I thought that they were gonna hire when Gibbons was hired. So I don't know.
No chance of Cito coming back.
Man, that would be great to see.
I know the fans would love to see that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I think he enjoys walking his dogs down in Toronto, and
so
I think he's good. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, sorry, Gibby, you gotta get some dubs, man. I've been flip flopping back and forth, trying to get on board, but I'm having a really hard time, man.
Another thing to mention too is the Jays were one of about 20-something teams that went to go see Tim Lincecum throw on.
Okay, good. Good segue there.
So, do you think there's any chance that he comes to the Jays?
I've been reading a bit about it, and the Jays aren't mentioned in any interest in him, which is unfortunate because, he does want to be a starter. And the Jays starting rotation is pretty solid right now.
The chances of Lincecum coming are 0.
Yeah,
I think they went to go, obviously,
just take
the guy's available. He throws 91 right now.
He hit 92, I think. Once,
I think he hit 93 a little bit, actually, but, usually it's 91. That's not going to last in the AL East. No. They're just going to eat that up. But, good for Tim for making a comeback.
That's great. I was surprised to read that it was even a comeback. Like a 4-time All-Star, 2-time Cy Young winner.
So he's looking for work. So I'm sure there's going to be a team. The Giants starting pitching struggling. Maybe he ends up back there. Or...
That's looking likely. The main teams in the running right now are the Giants, Oakland. The White Sox were actually mentioned.
This White Sox team's kind of interesting. They got a couple young pitchers that are doing well, and their offense is clicking a little bit. With Abreu, Laurie, Cabrera, Garcia. They got a pretty good team over there, and obviously got Chris Sale, who is number one. He's one of the top probably 5-6 pitchers in the league. They do not have Adam LaRoche.
I was just about to mention. I was going to be like, what happens? All you do is you get a kid out of the dressing room.
That's why. Maybe the kid was letting them down. So that's just...
Now you can swear in the change room.
Yeah, exactly. So...
Going with Squawk and Eagle.
So, these Jays... So, is there... Oh, one thing we didn't talk about that I want to about the Jays is they called up Andy Burns.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They actually called him up Friday. He didn't play at all this weekend, but it's expected that he's going to get some time this week being in a National League park.
Cool.
This guy can play basically
anywhere.
Any position. He might be even working on his pitching. They might use him in his 8th inning. At this rate, it might as well try it because nothing's working. But it was nice for them to call him up. They probably had no intentions of using him this weekend, but just to be around the big league club all those double switches and stuff that happen in National League. It's expected this guy is gonna get a couple starts.
Nice, that's great. He had an excellent spring.
And you were a big fan of him in the spring, so that's why I thought you would have beat me to it and brought it up. But...
No, I didn't. Surprisingly, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
And so we're still on the Jays. I got to mention this guy, Darwin Barney. You got a guy coming off the bench to pinch run yesterday. Who's your best hitter on the team right now? He's hitting .357.
The guy has been doing well.
He's been awesome. He was clutch.
He did have 2 errors on Saturday, which is unlike Barney, but we can put that behind us.
Yeah. His bat, though, right now he's the best hitter on the team, and you got to, again, something's got to give. Maybe sit Tulo for a game or two. Yeah. I mean, I know you don't want to do it, but something's got to happen. Tulo can't be hitting $160.
And Barney last week did take a couple games from Goins. And did well.
He did. So a couple clutch hits too. They brought him into a pinch hitting double. And
that started a rally actually. That led to a W. So
and then that led to a streak, a little bit of a win streak.
So I think you're right. We need to see this guy in the lineup, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if Andy Burns can get off. If he can start hitting decent, he'll probably take maybe a start or two away from Goins. Obviously, Burns doesn't have a glove like Goins, but he's like an average second baseman, so he's not going to hurt you too bad, hopefully, in the field. But, the Jays need a bat.
At this point, they need to get some hits and they need to get some runs because, their bats have been very silent.
Yeah, exactly. So
we'll keep an eye on that, and obviously always talking Jays. But that's a good amount of Jays, I think, to start the show off. Do you want to stay? We talked about Lincecum. That was good. Got that on there.
Let's jump ship to the NHL.
Sure, let's do that.
Yesterday, Tampa Bay Lightning, they advanced.
Good on you. You called that one.
I did like the Lightning in that series, and I know I made a little kind of a joke about it in one of our previous episodes about Stamkos not coming back. Well, guys, he's close.
He is close.
I'm actually going to say he's going to be back in the next series, the conference finals, which Tampa's made it this far without their second best defenseman in Stamkos. So
that's scary, man. They could
make some noise. They are going to have a tough opponent in the next round.
Oh, big time. But they're beating the hell out of each other, so
yeah. So
they got a nice break. They're going to rest up all their players. And Pittsburgh and Washington, I would be surprised if this doesn't go 7.
Well, you know what? That's funny. I'm a little biased with Pittsburgh. I do think this game goes 7. I think Washington, it's actually one of my picks for tonight.
Oh, nice.
Washington is going to force a game 7. And this series has been phenomenal to watch, though.
So good.
Matt Murray, who the the Leafs tried to get in the Phil Kessel trade. Pittsburgh had nothing to do with it. And it's showing why. This guy's...
He's for real.
He is for real. Doesn't look like a kid out there. His poise, his confidence is sky high, and it's just awesome. Trevor Daley playing well for Pittsburgh, and it's funny if you look at the bottom 6 of Pittsburgh, you're like, who are these guys? They got Connor Sheary, they got the Kunackle. There's just a few of these guys, and you're like, who are they? But great job on their scouting, their farm system to bring these guys up, and obviously top 6 you probably heard of these guys, like a Crosby, a Malkin, Kessel,
I think some people might have
Hornqvist,
heard. And you might have heard of those guys.
Yeah, I think you may have heard of some of those guys, but good little mix of stuff. So I think the Trevor Daley trade for Scuderi was just phenomenal for them, and he's producing.
Yeah, it's good to see him have a little bit of a resurgence. He kind of took a little bit of a...
He did, and he's got a Stanley Cup or 2. So yeah, and Ovechkin played well in elimination game last game.
Yeah.
He got a goal?
Yep.
He did get the first goal. Yeah. High gloves. I remember seeing. I got to visualize now. But, so, I really like the toughness of Washington. Holtby, he's great.
He's Holtby, man.
Yeah.
He's going to win the Vezina this year. There's no doubt.
I think he got that one wrapped up.
Yeah,
I tried to come up with a little something there, but I couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
But yeah, so we can jump over to the West now.
Sure, hop on to the Wild West.
San Jose and Nashville.
That's been a good series too. San Jose kind of started off nice 2-0, looking like they might run table, but Nashville fought back to tie the series at home, and then a triple overtime.
Nashville's been in this situation before. They're down 3-2 at home. Do you think they force a game 7?
It's so hard to say. I think they're going to.
I'm going to go against you.
Okay. Yeah,
is that our bet?
No, I'm not that confident.
No. I got excited. I want to go to 5-2, guys, but not happening.
No.
But yeah,
not gonna give you
I think San Jose wins this one. They don't want to go to a game 7. We all know anything can happen in a game 7. Look at our Ducks.
Yeah,
quack. Didn't happen. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. But we could talk about. Well, no, we'll keep going. San Jose and Nashville. I do think San Jose is going to want to just go right for the throat today.
Yeah.
Just go for the jugular and end it.
I could see them coming out.
That was pretty morbid.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't listening to you. So
like you're going to say no one's listening. No one listens to me.
And I think San Jose comes out. They don't want to go back home, and then the pressure's on them. They're at home. Time. Game 7. Nashville has proven that they can play a perfect road game.
Well,
in game 7,
you never know what you're gonna get, right? Like if you go to game 7, he just might show up like he beat the Ducks single-handedly, hit him in the post.
Yeah,
the Ducks single-handedly.
That's funny that you mentioned that. So, and the other series, Dallas and St. Louis.
That's again all great series.
I think that one wins tonight.
I think St. Louis finishes it tonight as well.
St. Louis. Puck line tonight, paying 2.8. Looks very nice.
I'm going to take the net line.
So the net line,
just keep making
which is
stuff
2.5?
Yeah, I don't know. Because of the red light line.
Oh, yeah, the red light.
No,
I don't know where he's going with this, guys.
Sorry. So. I like making stuff up. But yeah, so on that note, we'll just... so Nashville's plus, just minuscule plus 105 tonight. And St. Louis is a minus 158. So you think
It's funny that you got Nashville's plus 105, but they're favored on the puck line. I don't understand
it's
why.
a
those
weird
things.
one.
I think San Jose wins, and I think St. Louis wins puck line. Kind of hope I'm wrong on one of those because then there'd be a game 7.
It's always nice to
There's
see
nothing
game
like
sevens.
watching a game 7, and we need at least one of those this round. And
Well, hopefully Pittsburgh and Washington, because that series, like you said, I don't want it to end. It's been
Yeah.
such an
well, I
awesome
kind of do
series.
because I have this little thing. I have Pittsburgh's journey to the cup, and I got the numbers 1 to 16. I got the first 7 numbers crossed off right now, so
Do you actually?
I do. I'll actually post it on Twitter to our Moneyline podcast today because
Okay,
I'm not
awesome.
lying. So
I like it. Well, that'll pay you out pretty well,
yeah, I
right?
pay $6.40 on a $40 bet. So
Nice. And then you like they're gonna be tough. And to be honest, I think, but I've been doubting Tampa this whole time. And like you said, Stamkos close to a return. I think Strawman is too, isn't he?
I'm not sure about Strawman at all, but even if both of them come back, I take Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean,
Or even Washington. I take over Washington.
I do too. I think whoever wins this series is marching to the cup, and I thought that kind of from the get go in the East, it was going to be Pittsburgh or Washington. But Tampa just keeps surprising. And again, without 2 of their best players.
Yeah. One guy I've been really impressed with is Tyler Johnson. This guy, who was injured for most of the year, but he's came out. He hasn't played half the games of the year, maybe. So maybe that's why he's doing so well. Is because he's rested. He's a young guy. He had a great year last year. I think he had like 72 points. So this guy's shown what he's made of. So and Drouin, that's a bizarre situation.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Talk about jump on a roller coaster and have an up and down season. Like I'm going to hold out. I want to be traded. I want to come back to the team. Yeah, I'm in the playoffs. Like
what a weird a weird journey he's been on. So weird, but yeah, funny to see him go on a tear and win the cup and the Conn Smythe.
That'd be pretty funny.
That would
definitely probably be a movie.
I was gonna say that might beat the John Scott story if that happened.
Oh wow!
Well, we can maybe write that on.
Yeah, we might start writing that script up right now.
Well, yeah, Ben Bishop got the shutout in the game yesterday too. Right? That's why the Bishop Rook night thing.
That's why we started off with the episode about it. We had our notes down. We had Bishop and we started getting a little silly and talking chess pieces. But Bishop, he's keeping the puck out of the net and he's getting it done.
Yeah.
He's always been a good goalie.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have doubted him, but he's getting it done. Team's winning.
Yeah.
They got 8 wins crossed off on their journey to the cup.
They do, and they only have 3 losses. 2. Bishop's 8-2.
They are.
I think they got 1 more loss. I don't think.
No, both series have been done in 5 games, so he's 8-2.
So good for them. They surprised me. I didn't see them getting out of the first round. I thought Detroit was going to upset them.
I did too. Have Detroit as well, but
Well, so there they go. They're off to the conference finals and
looks
get
good.
on them.
Good, yeah, exactly. So
yeah, well, we'll keep an eye on those injuries because Stamkos coming back. I mean that puts them in a whole new bracket, and they've already come this far. So that'll be very interesting to watch.
Nice to see Stamkos get into a few games before he becomes a Leaf.
Yeah.
No, sure. I don't know. It's going to be between the Leafs and Montreal, I think.
You think?
The Leafs have been very smart with their new management and their new if they want Stamkos, I think they're going to basically come to him and say, you know what, we can offer you X amount of dollars. You can make double this in endorsement deals being in Toronto.
Yeah.
You can make more in endorsement deals than any other city. So if you want that, you'll never be able to go out for dinner alone because the media and fans will be all over you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find your nice quiet place somewhere because, like I said, this media will be all over you. If you lose one game, they'll be throwing sticks through your window. So
what kind of sticks?
Probably the old-fashioned, Easton ones.
So okay.
Maybe the Sherwood, so.
Okay. That's interesting you mentioned that because I was thinking about that with Austin Matthews and a little bit of the attention he's getting. This kid's an American player, kind of slowly and quietly sort of climbed the rankings. Likely looking like he's going to be drafted by Toronto. How's he going to handle that? There's no way he's ever experience the kind of media that Toronto's
There's
gonna have.
no way this guy's prepared for this. I'm sure people are telling him, "Oh yeah, media's like pretty heavy over there," and he's probably like, "Yeah, okay, I'll have like 5 guys interview me." Like, great.
Yeah.
No, this media, they'll be all over you, and who knows? Like, we don't know what's going through Leafs land. I'm sure they're going to be getting quite a few offers, ones that will be very tough to turn down. They also will want to know if they have a possible lead on the Stamkos.
Right.
I think that plays a factor. So
it's very interesting in Leafland. A lot of cool little side stories with things going on. Again, the Marlies in the second round of the playoffs. I know they lost the first game.
They won the second, and they were into overtime yesterday. I didn't see who won, so
all right, we'll tweet what happened.
Yeah, between
definitely.
Were they facing Albany?
Yeah. Is it Albany?
I don't know.
Some weird name.
Yeah, some team in the States.
Some other American Hockey League team.
Yeah, so it makes me want to jump on the Dwayne Wade situation. So you said that American Hockey.
Yeah, okay, well, we're jumping from thing to thing. No, you want to... Okay,
no,
we'll wait. Because let's talk about the World Hockey Championship. Since we mentioned Austin Matthews, look, there's a very valid number 2 climbing his way maybe to take a run at Matthews for number 1. And Mr. Lane.
Yeah, this is it Lane or Laney?
Laney?
Let's call him Laney.
Patrick Laney?
Laney, because he's got an E at the end. Laney. I don't know why. But yeah, this guy, I know he had, I think he had 3 points in one game.
3 in both, so in his first 2 games.
So he's got 6 points in 2
which
games.
Is, his 6 points is tied for the 18-year-old world HF, thank you.
Championship. So
he's tied the 18-year-old point record with 6, and he's still got 5 games to go. So he's going to break that record. Austin Matthews though is there. He had 3 in his first game, I believe 2. Or not his first game because they lost.
That was against Canada.
But in his second game, he got. I think he matched Lane with 2 goals and an assist against Belarus, I believe it was.
Ooh, what an honor! You got 3 points against Belarus. So.
Well, another 18-year-old, but yeah. So Lane he's looking pretty good. He finished his Finnish Elite League or whatever team he is playing for over there as a valid MVP candidate. He was, I think, one of the top scorers in the playoffs. So he's making some noise.
He is.
He is
closing the
impressive.
gap. A lot of people are talking about it. That I still don't think he's going to catch Austin Matthews. They've been talking about Austin Matthews for
a couple of years.
Yeah. So, and unless you're the Leafs and you wanted Laney from the beginning, I wonder what they could actually get extra on top. Just sliding back one position. I don't know. We'll see. And
it'll be a very interesting.
June the draft is. June 24th or something
somewhere around there. It's always mid-20s. It's always around my birthday.
Oh,
just June 20th.
All right.
You guys want to send me a
tweet
basket
of fruit?
Basket of fruit.
So yeah. So I don't know if we have anything. Well, there's a couple coach signings already.
Well, our buddy Bruce Boudreau.
He left. He got fired from Anaheim. I expect some changes there in the offseason.
That was a quick turnaround for him, though. Off you go from the Ducks, and then signed by Minnesota a couple days later.
Yeah,
in the week.
Which I'm not a big fan of. I think none of this stuff should happen until after the playoffs.
Wait till the season's done. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like Tampa's going for the cup. Minnesota signed a new coach. It's like, really, like, don't make it official. Maybe the guy can work in the office with them until
I agree with that. I mean, it's you let the off-season stuff happen in the off-season. We're in the midst of some great playoff hockey, and that's what we should be talking about.
And Guy Boucher, is it Guy Boucher?
Guy Boucher signed with Ottawa.
Yeah,
and apparently he was in the running for the Leafs job if it wasn't Babcock. Apparently he was who they were going to get.
He used to coach Tampa, right?
Yes, he did.
I think it was Tampa, yeah. So, maybe it's a good thing he didn't come because we probably wouldn't get Stamkos. Maybe they didn't have a good relationship.
Might not have. That's pretty much the hockey world in a nutshell.
All right, well, let's jump over to that sport called the NBA.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's talk about the Raptors. Raptors are up 2-1.
Hey, right on.
Great series. First two games in overtime.
Yeah.
Third game they win by 4.
4, yeah. It was a nail biter.
And what a series. And, you know, we got to talk about JV.
Whoa!
This
please,
guy's having a coming out party. You know, he's been averaging a double-double, I think.
His first 3 games, double-doubles, and he got the third one in halfway through the game. In the first half, 16 points, 12 boards. And then...
he's got that sprain. He is out for the rest of the series.
No way.
He is.
Is he? Oh, I was just hoping that... I didn't hear that.
He is out for the rest of the series, so...
I don't like that you have to
I can't believe you didn't know that. So my question for you is, do you think the Raptors can win without him?
Well, they won that last game without him, and it was looking shaky.
It looked awful.
At times. It did look pretty... well, yeah, okay.
We don't
need to beat around the bush.
Like, we're not going to beat around the bush on this one at all. It looked awful.
Yeah, and he has been huge for them in that series so far. Again, he was single-handedly winning that game for them, game 3. It's going to be tough, man. Scola looked pretty awful off the bench.
Scola did great. He played 5 minutes. He had 3 fouls, missed 2 wide open 3-pointers, and he was a minus 13.
Okay.
So
I like how you're just not pulling any punches. Good.
No,
Thank you.
those were.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
I actually saw
here.
a funny thing on social media. Someone said, "Oh, I just booked Scola a flight back to Argentina, but he didn't accept." So it literally had him from Miami to Argentina. It was kind of funny to see, but it was awful performance. The good thing for the Raptors is Whiteside is out.
Yeah, that's big.
Not necessarily for the whole series. I know he's out tonight. I think he has an MCL sprain. You know, so some people might think it's an even wash with these two out.
It's close.
I think it favors Miami though. JV was force down low.
Yeah.
But you know, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see Biyombo, who has been.
He's been great.
He's been great, and just hopefully he can chip in a little bit more on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take care of the boards on our own end and play great defense. Now, your question is, Patterson can slide into the number 4 role. You may see Jason Johnson a little bit more. We could see Scola, but I think he's on a tight leash and might not be used after that last game.
Yeah,
I'm not against Scola 100%. I've seen him this year put up like 10 points in the first quarter, 10, 12. And he might get you 2 for the rest of the game, but with Whiteside out, you're going to see DeRozan and Lowry be able to attack the rim more.
Yeah.
So maybe we just got to get some of those minutes, and hopefully Biyombo will play a bulk of these minutes.
Yeah.
Between him and Patterson can probably slide back and play a little bit of D there.
I think we're still okay. If Lowry has shaken that monkey off his back from game 1. And he's been good. He looked really good in the last game. He took control of that game.
In the second half.
Yeah. He took control, too. He looked great, and he was poised. He wants to win. I think this team... Tonight's a big one. If they can come out and win tonight, then I think they're going to take it. They're going to come back home, and I think they'll take it.
I think it's going to be very tough tonight.
For sure. Like you said, that these first 3 games have been very tight. The Raptors have looked really good in all of them. For the most part, they've kind of had also... They've also had some really bad stretches.
But you're right. For the most part, they've looked really good against Miami, whereas against Indiana, they looked really bad for most of that series.
That win in Miami, I think, was the first in 10.
Oh, I didn't.
They hadn't won in Miami in a few years, I believe.
Didn't know that. And what I like too is, you know, in that last game, Udonis Haslem, you know, trying to get chippy and get up in JV's face, and JV just, you know, had nothing to do with it. Just looked at him and like really, am I getting all caught up in these antics to fire your team up? And, you know, didn't lead to anything else. And, you know, Raptors came out with the W, which was very nerve-wracking near the end.
Oh, man. Just get this in quick. Aldo, my father-in-law, had recorded the game, so we were tweeting or texting back and forth. Matt was trying to send something like, don't tell me anything about the game. I'm about an hour behind watching it on PVR. And it's... It only recorded up until the last... It cut out with 49 seconds left in the game. Yeah, so it's like, wow, no!
So you had to check the outcome.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see the last 49 seconds of the game.
I'll let you know they won.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, when people tell me they're behind on watching a game, I sent a bunch of texts to them saying, oh, what a pass, oh, what a dunk.
I had to put my phone away.
So I was just being ridiculous. Like, really none of this was happening. But yeah, as you could tell... Probably had according to my text, there was probably about 20 points and literally 45 seconds of texting. So
yeah. Oh, there's a fight broke out. Oh, what a dunk. Oh, what a... I knew nothing was going on. But...
it was a TV timeout. So. But yeah, so that's interesting. Raptors, I still think they're in tough overall.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them win tonight in Miami. I don't know if it's going to happen. But yeah, let's talk about the Dwayne Wade and,
Well, yeah, we should definitely mention that. The diss on Canada.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. He did come out and say what he was doing.
He's a nice guy, so, let's let it slide.
Do you read into anything there?
I don't. From what I read, it is insanely insulting, and as a Canadian, if somebody did that during the American anthem, well, I think that guy would probably be burned at the cross. There would be a huge uproar. I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't a bit more being said about it. The thing is, he does do his routine where he takes some shots or whatever before the game. I think he said the anthem switch kind of threw him off or something. I mean, I don't know how you don't hear it, but
yeah, I don't know. He's in his thing, and you always got to finish with a made basket and stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to read into this. I have a feeling the Toronto fans are going to boo him more once they come back to Toronto, and this could just ignite him.
You might wake him up.
So
he was huge in that last game too.
So Toronto fans, just go with your normal business.
Pull a JV, turn the other cheek.
Yeah, and take the JV approach. We'll get a win in the column and
beat him
on
the
W
scoreboard.
in the win column, and we'll have the last laugh. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good chat.
So
on NBA note,
we could talk about Cleveland.
Cleveland steals it,
100-99 yesterday.
Close
they had a couple close games with Atlanta.
Yeah, I was surprised Atlanta didn't take one of them. I thought Atlanta would at least win one in that series.
The Atlanta were both wins by one in Atlanta, or two,
I think,
maybe.
Yeah, it was.
They were really close games. We all thought Cleveland would win that series, but I thought at least Atlanta would take one.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a little
Cleveland 8-0 in the playoffs. They're going to rest up. They have time. They're only playing Game 4 tonight in Miami.
Yeah, I know. They got a lot of time.
Looks like they might have an easy path to the finals.
And you know what? Like I said before, everybody's counting on the West taking it, but these the big three, are playing really well, and some of the character players are playing great too, and they start gelling. I mean, they are now. They're on a nice run.
Holy cow! They had what was it, Game 2 or Game 3, where they had 18 3-pointers by half and 25 for the game, both records.
Yeah.
So we always talk about Golden State being able to shoot the three. Well, hey, Cleveland's got something to say about that.
Yeah. So no matter what, I think Cleveland's coming out guns a blazing. Lost in the finals last year. They got something to prove. They're going to be coming out firing.
Yeah, and
then they have been. So
over in the West, we got Portland was able to beat Golden State.
Yeah.
Which brings us tonight. They play Game 4 in Portland. Golden State favored by 4.5. How do you see this game?
Well, I don't know. Portland has been a tricky team all year. I think they beat Golden State in the regular season once too. One of their very few losses. Curry's still out. I'm sort of liking the plus line for Portland at home tonight. I think it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them win at home again. Lillard went off last game, 40 points.
Yeah, he's something. He's had some big games this year.
Yeah, for sure. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Portland win it as well tonight at home. I just think this series is going to be 2-2 heading back to Golden State. And I think we're supposed to get an update on Curry. He was hoping to be back by May 9th, which is today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we'll get an update in the next few days about him and how long he's out for.
It'll be interesting. I think they're waiting till they have to use him.
I think that's what's going to happen.
So we'll see if they lose tonight. I think we'll see him back.
Yeah, if they lose tonight 2-2 heading home, you'll see Curry back if he can. I'm sure they'll be injecting him with a whole lot of stuff. So, yeah, and that brings us to San Antonio, Oklahoma. This game was close. Game 4 last night was close up until the fourth quarter, and then Oklahoma said, we can't be down 3-1 heading to San Antonio, and they just came out firing in the fourth quarter. So, That's proven to be a great series.
Yeah, well, now 2-2, right?
Yeah, heading back to San Antonio. San Antonio's already 6.5-point favorites for next game, which, yes, we all know San Antonio can play at home, but
OKC beat them once at home already.
Yeah, so this is being a great series. I still like my San Antonio Spurs in that series, and but it's great. That one might go 7, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's nice to see a couple of these series we didn't expect to be much. We kind of expected Golden State and San Antonio to just kind of march right to the Western Finals, and that would be that. But got a couple good series there, and
could be OKC in Portland.
Could be, man. You never know. I think that's
you never know.
You never know. They're both in the series right now, so. It'll be good basketball. The playoffs in both hockey and basketball have been really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Just want to mention that in that last game for the San Antonio in Oklahoma, that it was the first time in Tim Duncan's career that he didn't even have a field goal attempt. So maybe he's showing his age, or maybe Oklahoma's defense is just that good.
Well, is that concerning to you? That's a little concerning to me. Yeah. I find that a little. Crazy.
They got Leonard and Aldridge, and
him not even taking a shot's kind of surprising to me. But
yeah, maybe next game he'll come out with 20 and 10. So
maybe. I mean, it's not unheard of. Yeah. On that note, not too much more. Well, one thing I did want to mention, I keep. Well, I mean, I know it's not important to you. Keep skipping past Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of craziness in him. We'll just talk about this really quick, but the Twitter world is going crazy with a possible McGregor-Mayweather boxing bout. The Mayweather's father said he was going to be fighting a mixed martial artist. Mayweather himself said he kind of sparked these rumors. McGregor's camp is saying, let's do it. This would be an enormous payday.
This would be all about the viewers and the payday. I don't think this would be even close of a fight. Or you could see this being like the upset of the century, like a David versus Goliath kind of thing. I know I'd put money on Conor McGregor just for the payout. And
plus 1,200. They already got the line up.
No.
They
if
got
it's plus 1,200, I'm going to put some money on it.
It is. They put the line up already. There's also a bet on if this fight will take place. Yes is only paying even money right now that it'll take place in 2016. So
well, I think it might not happen in 2016, but January 1st of 2017 it might. So
yeah.
No, I think there's not a whole lot of time to prepare for it in 2016. No. So yeah, I could see that going to 2017. I hope it happens.
Both of these guys are all about the bling and all about that cash. So I mean, and it would be an enormous payday. So
exactly.
We'll see. I mean, money talks, right? So. Maybe Mayweather comes out of retirement. Maybe McGregor's gonna do it for the money anyway.
Yeah,
and why
for the attention.
Why wouldn't he?
So
yeah, I don't know. He'd need a lot of boxing training. Yeah, the guy can throw punches. I mean, it's like anything. He's a striker, and it's boxing like MMA is a puncher's chance. Yeah. So I'd give McGregor a chance of that. He does throw hard, and it would be two lighter weight guys going at it. So. I mean, we'll get into that at another time. There's no need to talk about potential stuff, but
bouts and stuff.
But there is. I just wanted to mention that because this isn't just a hoax of some guy on the internet throwing stuff together like this. There is talks of this actually being a thing.
Yeah, and let's hope it happens. So.
Yeah, that'd be great. On that note, you got any picks for this evening?
I got a few picks. I know I mentioned I like Washington to force Game 7 tonight. I'm also going to make this I Washington to win. I also like St. Louis. I'm going to take puck line.
Taking the puck line
in the playoffs, yeah. I like that one. Also liking the over in the St. Louis Dallas game.
Okay.
So
are these your three?
Those are going to be my three. I know I also mentioned San Jose. I want to lean towards Miami tonight in the Raptors game.
Really?
They're favored by 5.5. I just don't think Miami wants to head into Toronto down 3-1. So, yeah. But I'm not gonna say. I just mentioned it. I'm not gonna make it a pick or anything because I'm cheering for the Raptors.
Because I was gonna say I'll. You want to make it a side? I'll take the Raptors plus 5.5.
All right, that's our side bet. We got to do our shake. We're 4-2. I don't know. That's
4-2 record on the line.
I hope I lose that one, to be quite honest.
I do too.
So,
But yeah, I like the Raptors plus 5.5. Won't take it as a pick now that I got it with you. So we'll go through your picks. You want them gold, silver, bronze there? Was that in order?
Sure.
Washington to win in the gold. St. Louis?
No, changing up. I want the over in the St. Louis game to be my gold.
Okay.
And then Washington bronze.
Washington's bronze?
Yeah.
Okay, so Maddie's picks of the day: gold for over St. Louis, Dallas. Silver St. Louis puck line.
Yes.
So St. Louis by 2, and bronze to Washington just outright.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I like that. A couple of the picks I had. I got a couple baseball games today. I'm gonna go ahead, and I said I wouldn't do it anymore, but I'm gonna bet with my heart. And this team is too good to keep losing. And the Toronto Blue Jays minus 125 today. Sanchez on the hill. That'll be my gold pick. I'm taking the Jays. Also, another couple that I liked was I like KC against the Yankees today as a dog. That'll be my bronze dog.
Are they in New York?
They're in New York, yeah. So Kansas City on the road. A little bit of a dog, but I like them. And the other one was a tough one too. Another very slight dog was two teams that are hot: the White Sox and Texas Rangers. I did sort of like that one, but I'm not. We're gonna.
Who were you leaning towards?
I was leaning towards the White Sox as slight dogs on the road, but I'm gonna stay away from that one. And
no NBA, no NHL.
You know what? Yeah, we'll hop into the NHL. I like St. Louis with you on that, so I'll take that as my silver, and we'll both take St. Louis silver. You go ahead and you take the puck. Like I'm just gonna take St. Louis with the win. I think it'll be tight. Yeah. They, you know what? They start the game off hot. You see these guys going up 4-1 in the first, as they have many times in the playoffs. But I think it'll stay close. Dallas is they fired all cylinders. They haven't been yet. That team is just a matter of time before they put some in the net.
And Sagan's been out.
Yeah.
And they're still. They're
still keeping
putting the puck in the net and stuff. So
yeah. So there you go for my picks. Toronto's my gold. The Blue Jays, St. Louis, just an outright win, is my silver, and then I will take the Kansas City Royals as my dog for this fine day. And
just some other thing since we're talking about our picks and involving MLB, let's talk about Bartolo Colon.
No, that is I didn't write that, but that is the top. So, thank you because I wanted to talk about that quite muchly.
Yeah, so this guy, obviously, if you guys don't know, Bartolo Colon is a pitcher for the New York Mets.
The last remaining Expo in the major leagues.
What, 40?
He's 40. He's in his 40s.
He's in his 40s, and he had 219 plate appearances with 21 hits, and the guy hit a no-doubter the other day.
Hit a ding-dong, and it was long gone, man. It was a bomb.
It's always exciting when the pitchers hit one, but in his 40s,
it was pretty awesome.
That might even be
It might be a record.
I don't know.
I'll tell you, he was close. His base trot was the 11th slowest of all time. The slowest for any pitching home run.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see his trot?
I did.
He got all the way to first with his bat. Thought he was going to run the bases with his bat.
That is funny that they keep stats on that. But earlier this year, Billy Hamilton homered, and he had the fastest home run trot. It was 16.3 seconds or something.
Wow.
He beat his record last year by 0.2. So,
so Cologne almost doubled that time. It was just over 30 seconds.
This is awesome, guys. We are now taking down the fastest home run trot and the slowest.
Yeah, I think they started doing that in 2004, apparently, was when the record was.
This is crazy that they're doing this, but good on Bartolo,
Yeah, awesome for him. He said it was one of his bucket list things, and pretty great story, Cologne, anyway, you know what I mean? Cool. He's been a pretty awesome
Was it off Shields?
I think it was off Shields.
This is going to be a trivia question, and I believe Dan Heron took to trolling Shields and saying something about my career. I've never given up a home run to Cologne or something. Just chirping them, which is kind of fun.
That's great.
I hope they're friends to be able to do something like that. But
not awesome. It's pretty fun. They had the major leagues up in arms and Twitter world on fire, and it was cool. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was something I was thinking about all last night and was It was pretty awesome.
I wonder if Cologne will get thrown at next time for maybe being so slow around the bases and rubbing it in.
Well, the thing is, I was gonna say you could throw at him, but he might throw back at you. But his velocity is definitely diminished
He's
over the last.
doing well.
He's still doing great. He's like I said, an awesome story for the Mets, and I'd love to see this guy. I'd love to see this guy win a championship for them. Would have been nice to see last year, but they still got a great team this year, and he's still throwing well. Yeah, pretty awesome stuff.
Maybe Cologne, maybe the Jays should get him as like a pinch hitter. Like,
well, you know what? They did put he's on the Mets pinch hit list now.
That is
which
awesome.
Is really funny. I don't know if they did that as a joke, but he is on their.
That's one thing we didn't mention about the Jays going to a National League Park. The Jays pitchers are going to have to hit.
Yeah, they all hit some batting practice the other day.
Is it batting practice or bunting practice?
Bunting practice. So they were swinging. They were swinging for the fences.
Stroman was, this guy's still young, so he's not very far removed from his college days, so he should be able to do well.
And Sanchez as well.
So that's actually a good point. But usually it's bunting practice for these guys. If they get on base, they got to run out with their coat to keep them warm, which.
A la Todd Stottlemyre.
Yeah, that's always an interesting thing. So
so it'll be cool. I think it's Sanchez, Stroman, and Happ that'll be throwing, and I believe. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it's Sanchez, Happ, and then Stroman.
Yeah. They were all practicing their swings anyway, and then Happ should be fairly used to it because he played for Pittsburgh last year, so he should be well equipped to the at bats.
So I got a question for you. Do you think one of the Jays pitchers will hit a ding dong in this series?
I'm gonna say no, but we'll see. It'd be nice.
Do you think one of them will get a hit?
I do. I think we'll see one of them get a hit. I think
over or under 1.5.
I'll take the over. Two. Jays hits 1 point.
Can we make this?
Okay, let's do it. Second bet.
Second bet. Random, totally.
Let's go Jays pitching hitters, and any pitcher.
Any pitcher.
Okay,
I'm sure none of the bullpen will get in there. But
Sanchez will do it tonight. Sanchez has 2 hits tonight. Let's
2 for 3. He's going to go.
Yeah. One ding dong. All right. Well, on that note, let's call it a show.
Well, guys, it was always interesting. We always get silly. I think right around that 45-minute mark, we lose our composure.
Yeah.
But that's how we do things.
Yeah, we want everybody to have fun. We have a good time. Keep watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're listening, and we still do get a lot of listeners on the podcast. So take a look at our awesome set and check the YouTube channel.
Tweet us.
Yeah.
Just let us know what you want to talk about. You want to call in and give your disagree with us. We're cool with that.
Yeah, definitely love the disagreements.
We're looking to have some guests.
Yeah, we got a couple coming up for sure.
But in the meantime, like we always do. Keep your stick on the ice and go to the net hard.